Hello and welcome to this edition of this presentation, Smartphone Strategies for eBay Research. I'm Danna Crawford, and you can learn more about me at powersellingmom.com. My motto is there's enough eBay for all of us to be blessed and prosper. Now, I've been an eBay seller for a while now, actually since 1997. And I also got an award from eBay in 2008 into the Hall of Fame. And there's a few of us still in the Hall of Fame that are alive. And also, I'm a consignment seller. The majority of my business is consignment selling. And I have to do a lot of research, and which I'll go into. But consignment selling is where people bring items to me, and anything under $1,000 is 50/50, and I pay all the eBay fees. And you can learn more at my website about that, and then the fees change, as the price gets up. I'm also a public speaker. I do a lot of events online as well as around the country. Most recently, I was in Brimfield, Massachusetts, and then did a presentation in Rockland, Massachusetts. So I'm happy if you would like to have a presentation at your event or in your area or a workshop, please contact me. You can contact me at my website. I'm also a solutions provider with Constant Contact. I assist people with email marketing and social media marketing. And most recently, in September 2017, I became the strategic director at WorthPoint. And WorthPoint has helped me through the years. I've been a super fan anyhow, so I was very happy to accept this position because I now get to organize all of their treasure hunts around the country, and I'm having a blast. So if you'd like to learn more, just contact me, or I'll have some information in an email. Now, to get started, we want to make sure that we have the apps. So you can download the apps. They're free to download. Of course, you're going to go to ebay.com and get your app set up. And we're going to talk about WorthPoint as well and how beneficial that is. It complements the eBay business. Also, if you belong to a group, there's lots of discount codes out there. So I suggest you contact your group leader to see if they have any recent discount code. Discount codes are not available all the time, but you might want to check. Some could run, 10%, give you a discount for 10%. Either way, if you don't have a discount code, you can always get a 7-day, 7 lookup free trial with WorthPoint, which is offered all the time. Just click on free trial. All right, now, first we're going to talk about the eBay app. Now, the eBay app is a must for all eBay sellers that are out there thrifting and shopping and product sourcing. Now, it's very simple. You're going to go to your app store or your Google Play or whatever you use for your smartphone to download apps, and just do a search for eBay. Excuse me. And this is basically what it looks like. And then just get it downloaded and set up. Now, once you have your app set up, there's a search bar that you can find mostly at the top. I have seen it on iPad. Sometimes it's on the bottom, but it's mostly at the top. And that search bar is where you're going to type in if you need to, or if you're lazy like me, you can just hit the microphone and say, or I can save even more time if I have a barcode or an image. So let's start with the barcode scanner. So at the bottom, you'll see choices, image search and barcode. But to find that, you'll click on the little camera that's off to the right of that search bar. And when you click that, now you'll see the barcode scanner. Now, first of all, I want to point out that not all items have barcodes, but you can usually find them on the back or the side or the bottom of items. Just give it a try. You'll see it on books or different products, but not all items have them. And that's when image search comes in handy. But if you just turn it over, you'll see you click the barcode scanner on your phone and you hold it over the barcode. And then you want to center the laser line. So you'll see a line appear and you just kind of hold it slowly over the barcode. And when you do that, here you go. Here's one. I'll have you give it a try. Just hold your phone up, and this usually works. Sometimes depends on your phone and the quality of this graphic right now. But when I'm at events, this usually works. So hold up your phone to this screen and click on the barcode scanner. I'll give you a few minutes to test it, and then you'll see it should focus, and then you'll hold the laser over it, and then it should click in. And once it clicks in, you will see a page like this. Now, what happens is it's showing us what's called the current listings on eBay. Now, this one in particular search at the day that I scanned it, excuse me, it's showing that we had 4 results. So those 4 results are on this page, and then we can scroll down and look at them, and they're in best match order, which is the default, as everybody knows. Best match is generally the default on eBay. Now, we can take it a step further, and we're going to click on filter, and that's found at the top. And when you click on filter, now we have some options. So we want to click on completed listings or sold or both. Now here's how I define these options. When I am when I'm out in the field and I'm product sourcing, I'm going to look at sold items always, because I want to make that decision on if they're selling and if I should buy it or not, and what they've been selling for, so I can, add in my mind 15% between eBay fees, PayPal fees, and I can calculate all of this in my mind, how much the item is selling for, whether I'm at Target or I'm at a thrift store or a big box store. I can quickly get a feel for what's the possibility of a profit margin. Now, when I'm at home and I'm listing, I could be anywhere, list anywhere, then I am getting ready to list my item. I'm going to look at completed items, because for me, I feel that it's very important to also look at items that did not sell. If it's in green, it's sold. If it's in black or red, depending on your view, it means that it did not sell. Now, I like to look at completed because I want to understand what didn't sell so that I do not make that mistake that they made. I want to look at the sold ones so that I can learn what keywords they use so that I can add those important words to my title and have a successful listing, so increase the odds. Now, after we adjust that, you can take it a step further. Beside the filter, you'll see sort, so that we don't waste time and you have to look at millions of items or hundreds. We're going to click on the sort bar, sort word. And when you click on that, now you can adjust it for all of these options. Best match is at the top, that we have ended recently. Time, newly listed, ones that are most currently listed. Price with shipping the lowest price, price with shipping the highest price, and distance. So if you're looking for an item you want to pick up locally, then you might want to look at the distance. Now, when I'm doing this type of research, I want to adjust it to highest price first. My motto is show me the money. So let's take a look at the items that is sold for the most amount of money. And now it'll reorganize everything, bringing the highest price to the top. So we can see that these sold for $29.99, $26, $24. There was actually 4, so there was one more down below. And they had $9.56 shipping, $8.75 shipping, and the top one was a buy it now. Actually, they all look like they were buy it nows. So if I had this item and if I was at a sale and it was $1 or a couple dollars, I would feel confident to go ahead and buy it, because I know that my profit margin is going to be reasonable, and I could probably list it for I don't know, $34.99 with free shipping. That's probably the decision I would make. Now, next we have image search. So when you click on that camera again, and this time you click on image, so go ahead and do that. I'll give you a moment to pull up your phone and then click on image, excuse me, and then hold your phone over this Minnie Mouse and see what kind of an image you can get. So it'll start the process, hold your phone up, go to the search bar, click on the camera, and image search. Now when this happens, you'll be able to crop. Now all of these little balls at each corner are places for you to drag. So you can drag them in because you want to focus your, not focus, but you want to zoom in so that you're not showing background like you don't, if you did an image with, if you did an image shot with your phone just now, you don't want to show your computer screen or all that. So you want to be able to narrow it down so that it's just going to show the object. And another clue when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you try not to have a lot of clutter in the background because it can throw off the image search. Excuse me. So once you have all of that, all of those squares or circles pulled in to now you're focused on just your image, you just want to click on search at the top. And now we'll be able to look at the current listings on eBay. Now, this is a brilliant tool that is not picture perfect. So it doesn't work every time, in other words. So I've had some challenges with trying to identify items. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I would say 75% of the time it does work for me. It helps me to identify dolls especially. So it is amazing that when I am at thrift stores especially, and I go to the plush toys, I can hold up my camera and I don't know what the heck. I mean, I'm old, so there's a lot of modern toys that I have no clue what the heck they are. And when I hold my image search up to all the faces one by one to a face on a doll or a toy, boom, now I can pull up the current listings. Now, as of today, this may change with eBay, but as of today, we cannot look at sold or completed listings using image search. I know, boo-hoo. I hope that that's coming eventually, but if it is and you're listening in the archives and it's here, yay. But right now, it's not available. But we can get a feel for the current listings. So when I do this, I'll take a look at and I'll focus on how many are listed currently. So if there's, thousands of them and this one's at asking price $4.99, then I'm probably not going to spend $5 to buy it at a thrift store. So I can take a look and make a very good decision on whether to buy this and what's the value of the item. So this one is not a high valuable item for me to spend money on. So I would pass it up. Now, let's go take a look at the value of using WorthPoint and why I love it. So this on WorthPoint, I'm going to go to the search bar at the top of the WorthPoint app, and I'm going to type in Minnie Mouse figurine. And, or, however you feel to spell it. You could try different versions. And once you type it in, then you click on the magnifying glass, which is search. Now, first thing it's going to show us is there are 34,194 items. That is a lot. Now, keep in mind, WorthPoint's database goes back 15 years. So we're looking at all of the sale of Minnie Mouse figurines over the last 15 years, which is very, very helpful with helping us review trends. So now you'll see a funnel at the top. Now we're going to adjust the filter. So we're going to click on that funnel, and when you click on that, now we also have the same kind of choices from eBay. However, we can adjust the category, so we could only look in, say, jewelry, or we could look into whatever category we want for this item. We can also check the sale location, if it's close by or far away. We can check the channel, the price range, the items with images only, which I keep mine on all the time because it's more helpful to me. I don't really look at items without images. And then sort by. That's what we want to pay attention to right now. We're going to click on sort by. Now here we go. We got best match, high to low, low to high, and then sale date. So sale date would show us the most current sales. But for now, I want to click on, to start my research on this, is high to low. And then once you choose which one you want, then you click on the magnifying glass. And now we can sit back, research, and learn. The first thing we see at the top is $15,000. It's sold for in January 2016 for $15,000. Wow, I wish I had a truckload of those, right? So of course it's the Swarovski Mickey and Minnie. And then below again, there's a Swarovski collection. And then we have a very rare Anne Rye 20-inch Disney, and that's sold just December 2017 for $4,000. And then we have a rare Cruella sold for $3,000, and so on. So this is what I love about WorthPoint, because it helps me not only learn about the current item that I'm researching, but now, you know what, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for those Cruella figurines, because I honestly didn't know that. And then also I'm going to pay more attention to the Swarovski and the crystal type figurines. So I just educated myself just by doing a simple search on something else that I was looking for. Excuse me. Now you can also add this to your favorites. So say I discovered this, it sold for $4,250 in December. I want to keep this to my favorites so that I can come back to it later. I can also share it. I could let other people know about it, and I could share it with them. Now, I don't believe they'll be able to see the price of it, but you could share the item and say, hey, like I would send this to my husband, hey, honey, you better watch for these when you're out garage sailing. My husband loves estate sales. So this is something I could share with him and say, hey, you better watch for these at estate sales. And then I can also keep it to my favorites. And then you can see below, it's also showing you some similar items just to let you know that they're there and make you aware of other products that are by that brand, Anri, I don't know how to say it, A-N-R-I. And it's going to show you a breakdown of a few others in addition to what you're looking at. Now, I'm going to add it to my favorites. Now, it's stored in my favorites right now. We'll come back to that in a sec. But I also want to point out, I love this app, and I love this app because I love to shop. Now, as a consignment seller, I don't have to do a lot of treasure hunting, but when I do treasure hunt, I'm pretty serious about it, and I don't waste money on low-end stuff, or I try to, I will have a few low-end items just to, as attention getters or that kind of thing for my listings, my store. But bottom line, when I'm out shopping, this app will show you what's nearby to go shopping. So this is what I love. So if you click on nearby at the bottom, it'll show you a map. And you want to let it show your current location. So when it pulls in your current location, or you allow it, of course I live in Florida, so I use my Florida map as an example. And it'll show all those red pins where there are antique shops. Now, green will always represent yourself, and then all these red pins are places that we could go shopping. And you can take it a step further and click on the dot. And when you click on the dot, the pin, it'll show you the name of the store. So there's one called Antiques and Things. They're on East Silver Springs Boulevard here in Silver Springs, Florida. And if you want to know more information, you click on the letter I, and now you've got their phone number. So you might want to give them a call and say, hey, what are your hours today? Or ask them a question. Do you also sell consignment or whatever you want to ask them? And then you have the directions. Right now, you could copy the directions and then you could paste them in your Google Calendar or whatever you use, your GPS. I would just enter that in the GPS in my car, and then boom, we're off and running to Antiques and Things. Now, the other thing on this app is at the bottom, you'll see news. Now, I just wanted to point that out quickly because these articles are awesome and they're free for you to look at, whether you're a paid customer or not. You can look at these. Now, WorthPoint has some amazing writers on the team that are all over the world. And these writers are niche in their category. There's one just recently put up from baseball cards and trading cards, and wow, you can learn a lot from this information. So take a moment, and you could also search. So in that search bar at the top, if you say, I want baseball cards, trading cards, or Mickey Mouse, or whatever, you can type in there and it'll show you which articles are available on that subject. And the last thing at the bottom is the I, where you can get more information. I is for information. So when you click on that, you'll see this breakdown, learn about WorthPoint, about us, contact us. They have a phone number, unlike a lot of companies, but you can call them during business hours, of course, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and talk to customer service. And our customer service department is awesome, I will say. So you can call them and talk about what you need to. You can also, when you'll see the favorites. Now, when you click on favorites, there's your history that you can build for later reference. And all of your favorites right now, I don't believe there's a limit on there. So you can go ahead and build up your favorites as needed so that you can come back to them. Now, this is a great tool for those of you that are selling on eBay, especially. And now keep in mind, WorthPoint is antiques, art, vintage collectibles. So those of you selling any vintage collectibles, and I know there's a lot of you, you can save these in your favorites from your current, or after they sell, of course, on your eBay listings. And then guess what? 3 years later or 15 years later or whatever, you have these in your favorites. Now you can come back in here and list it and get all of that information that you had that you couldn't store on eBay. You can store right here under your favorites. When you click on home, you'll be able to view today's most popular items that are being searched for on WorthPoint. And it's really fascinating to take a look at this now and then you can see what's the hot popular searches on WorthPoint. And WorthPoint has a huge database, so you'll have a blast. Now, it also keeps track of your search history on the app. So when you go to the top little sidebar arrow, you'll see these are all the things that I've looked up recently. So it shows my recent history of things that I've been looking up. And I can get rid of that, I can clear it, but I kind of leave it there. So here's what I like about it. Say I'm out product sourcing, or I'm at the treasure hunt, and go to worthpoint.com/treasure hunt to see where we're going to be next, because we're doing some amazing hunts out there. And when I'm at a treasure hunt, sometimes I'll buy some things, or I'll research items helping other treasure hunters, and then I can research it, and then when I get home, I can just go to my history and I don't have to go look for it all over again because it's stored here in my history, and then I can pull it up and then get the idea on how to list it properly on eBay. My motto, research is king, and this is a fact. Research, research, research is what makes us be successful, helps us to be successful. You want to research before you buy, research before you list. It's not like back in the old days, you can throw an item on eBay and make money. You have to pay attention to the current market value, and the only way you can get the current market value is by research. On eBay, again, go to completed listings, take a look at sold listings, and don't forget to adjust that sort bar to highest price first. Now again, I use completed listings when I'm actually spending the time to list the item so that I can learn from sold and unsold. And then when I'm sourcing, I'm only looking at sold so that I can make the decision on whether to buy the item and figure in my profit margin. Worth point, you can adjust high to low so that you can look at the highest sales of these items, and also sale date. So you can look at the most recent sales. So, okay, I can make the decision. These have been selling over the last couple of years, so I'm definitely going to spend the money on this item. And then you can take a look and evaluate the current market trend on Worth point, or the trend over the years. That's the beauty of it. Example, I had a Batman statue. I sold it for $7,200. I could not get a value of it on eBay because this was rare. There were only 250 made, and I could not get a value because people don't sell them very often. But I was able to go back in Worth Point's history and find that one sold 2 years ago, one sold a couple of years before that, and so on. So now I was able to look at the trend and then get an idea on what to sell mine for. So I actually listed it at $8,000 based on the trend that I learned about on Worth Point, and then I had make an offer and with not accepting anything less than $7,200. And I did what I call take that out for a spin, and it worked. So in the end, you can view all of the people who actually made offers, and there was a ton of $1,000 offers on there, and they were all automatically declined because of the settings that I had. And eventually, $7,200, boom, ka-ching, sale. Now, this isn't on the app, but if you go to the worthpoint.com homepage, you'll see the visual search for maps. Now, those of you who want to do the trial, you'll just click on Start Exploring Now, and you'll be able to start your trial. Now, here's what's cool about this. As a consignment seller, people bring me all kinds of stuff. Some stuff they can identify, some stuff they can't. Or when I'm out treasure hunting, sometimes I can't figure out what the heck it is. So I can just take a picture of that symbol at the bottom, and then I can upload it to Worth Point. Now again, this is in beta, so it's still being perfected, and it's kind of like eBay's image search. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But as I said, 75% of the time, it does work. So it'll get better and better. The more people that use it and test it, it'll be improved. So go ahead and take a picture of it and then upload it. So here's this design. And when you upload the image, now you're going to, again, crop it, and you're going to make it bigger. That sliding bar at the bottom will let you zoom in and improve it, or the two half circles on each side with the arrows are to turn it. So if you need to turn it a different direction. And then once you hit search, it'll come up with, if it's able to find a match, in this example, it says crossed rope forming 3 spaces inside which are written the following, blah, blah, blah. And then now, boom, we have a match. So I can click on that, and here we go. Now, this is the best part, folks. I have all the correct information that I can list this on eBay properly. So I don't have to put it on eBay and just go rope, HALNCO. No idea what it means. But now I can say, okay, this is Staffordshire, and it's earthenware, and it's Staffordshire Potteries, full company name, H. Ansley and Company, and that's it. So I can have all of, there's more information as you scroll down the page. I couldn't get it all on one screen. So this is the beauty of it. And again, I can save this to favorites so that I can come back to it later when needed, and I can share it. Research it. At the top, you'll see marks and patterns. Marks and patterns, aka maps, means marks, autographs, patterns, and symbols. Over 100,000 identifiers. It's updated weekly. It covers glass, china, coins, currency, tools, just to name a few. That's the marks, maps. Next, we have the WorthPoint Library. It's your antiques and collectibles digital library with nearly 1,000 books online for reading and research. Now, back in the day, you should see my library. I have so many books because back then I could not identify stuff, so I started buying books. Now my books are full of dust. Now I can go to the library and type in, for example, McCoy pottery, and it brings in 73 search results. Now I can pick on which book I want to read and which book do I want to look at to go through and find a match to the item I'm about to list or identify to sell on eBay. When I choose a book, it'll show me the table of contents, and then I can pick and choose which part of the book I want to read, or if I want to just click on cookie jars, for example, and go right to that page. This is brilliant. Now, back in the day, when my children were small, I actually used to put Hot Wheels cars in my pockets and go to Barnes & Noble and go hide in the back, because then those Hot Wheels books were expensive. So I would go in, and I didn't want to buy them when I bought a box of Hot Wheel cars, and I didn't think I'd ever have them again. So I cheated, I guess, and I'd put them in my pockets. I'd go to the back of the bookstore, grab my Hot Wheels books, and start looking them up, and then write down on a piece of paper the make and model of the car, because I don't know one blue car from one red car. I cannot identify cars. And then I had enough information that I could go back home and list my cars properly on eBay so that I could get better money. Because when you are able to put those keywords in there, then you will make more money, because we all know the title, the keywords are super important to increase your odds for success. And the best way for us to get those keywords is via research. Research makes us money. That's the bottom line. It helps us to create quality listings by inserting those proper keywords and having realistic expectations of current market values. As a consignment seller, I get people bring me stuff, oh, this is worth millions. I saw it on the road show, or I saw it on the picker shows, or I read it on Google, so it must be true. It doesn't matter. We have to go by what the current market value is on eBay. If we're selling on eBay, that's what's important. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your support. Again, thank you especially on behalf of WorthPoint. Their app is amazing. So use it, take advantage of it, and also leave a review about the app while you're at it. And then stop by powersellingmom.com. There's enough eBay for us all to be blessed and prosper. So go forth, happy eBay selling and product researching. I'm Danna Crawford. Bye.